Hey guys, Gina here, and one of the goals that I have for the next coming weeks is to get my Project Life binder caught up. Everything's kind of in disarray in the binder at the moment, so I do want to go back and put everything back together and make sure that I've captured all those everyday moments from, the beginning of the year to now. And part of that is wanting to share those layouts with you. And so I thought that I would start by sharing with you my cover page and my first week, and then from this point forward probably sharing 2 weeks, per video per week until I get caught up. So this was my cover page that I created for 2014. As you can see, I use thickers here, and this says the story starts here. Some of these are Becky Higgins cards that came with the sentiment on them. This is an Allie Edwards stamp that says, remembering the past, honoring the present, believing in the future, and I put some washi tape on that. Well, let me start up here. So I started with this card here. That's a Becky Higgins card that went on the, that was just part of the kit. And then I put this washi tape on the bottom that has two potty people, and it's just Stu and I. That are, everyday lives. So it just says everyday moments. So I put that washi tape on there, and the S and the G is from is a thicker set. And then on this card, I did a little bit more of embellishing. I put that flare there that has all the days of the week on it. This little sticker that says memories, enjoy the everyday, says that one. And then that black one says, life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. And that's a quote from Annette, I don't know how you say her name, Funicello. She was from the Mickey Mouse Club. And then this one down here says lovely, magical, memorable, wonderful, beautiful, lovely, and magical. It just repeats then. So that was that card. And then I'll show you the two bottom 4x6 cards. So this one I put our last name on. So that's our last name. And because I wanted to fill up the whole bottom of the 4x6 card, I put that little asterisk over there. And then that's an Allie Edwards stamp that says defining moments in life. And then I punched these two hearts with Amy Tangerine, those sewing templates that she has, and then I sewed the two hearts in there. And then this one is absolutely just from the Becky Higgins kit. I didn't do anything. I did add some glitter. I don't know if you're going to be able to see while it's in the page protector, but add some glitter to the middle of each of those flowers, but then I just left it like that. And then in the 4 3x4 cards that go along, I told you I put some washi tape up there, and then some sequins, and then that stamp. I put this little house clip, and it says memories recorded by Gina and sometimes Stu. And then this card is just strictly from the kit, but on the white hearts I did add some stickles to give it some glitter. And then here's that 2014 card that says the story starts here, and then some sequins on that. So that was my cover page. And then the first week of 2014 has two 12x12 spreads in the Design A format. And then I don't remember, this is an American Crafts page protector. And so it doesn't have a design name, but I used it because there's a lot of, we went away for New Year's Eve. We went to Dewey Beach, Delaware, and we rented a house on the beach down in Dewey Beach, and that's how we spent the New Year's Eve just by ourselves in Dewey Beach, and it was fabulous. And now we're definitely going to make it a tradition. So let me go through here. So, and most of the stuff that comes up that I recorded for this week is really about our trip. And sometimes that's how the week goes. So instead of just putting the week and the dates on this card, the title card up here, I kind of stole that, or I didn't kind of. I stole this idea here from Allie Edwards, and I just typed on the photo in Photoshop, Welcome 2014, and the week and the days. So I start my week, my weeks run from Sunday to Saturday. So I started it from December 29th of 2013, and my 2013 book ends on December 28th. And that's week 1 of the year for me. So that was the view coming off of the back of our condo that we rented on New Year's Eve. So I just took that picture and then added those words on it in Photoshop and then printed it out. That easy. And then here is another view that's from inside, so you can see the deck. And then I put that flare on there that says, "This is the good life." And these little glasses I thought were really cute because it's talking about a view. And so I put that little sticker that says "Look" in those glasses, and then some little, these are actually Project Life stickers, or they're Project Life for our view here. And then this unfortunate picture of me here is I had an allergic reaction to something. That was, it was on the Sunday before we left, and we left on a Tuesday. So that was, look how terrible that. I had an allergic reaction to something. We still don't know what it was, but so I just added the picture, and I always try to put, I don't necessarily put my pictures in order, but I definitely try to put the day of the week on them. So I just used a little sticker from the Becky Higgins collection to put Sunday, and then ouch. And the journaling reads, "Woke up with some type of allergic reaction. My face was red, swollen, and painful. At the end of the week, it still wasn't back to normal." And then if you watched any of my other previous pocketed page protector daily life kind of layouts, Stu goes to, when Stu's at work and he finds news that he wants to share with me, he writes it, he used to write it down on just notebook paper. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to zoom this in, and then I won't have to hold it up there. Some days, you know, look at that. That's even better. If I lay it flat and zoom in more, I'm going to get this down sooner or later. Let me zoom it out a little bit. There you go. So you can see on this one here, when Stu's in, when Stu goes to work and he sees articles or something like that that he wants to share with me, then he writes it down. And he used to write it down just on notebook paper, and then I would have to cut it up and figure out how to get it into my Project Life binder. But then I just gave him a stack of these cards, the Becky Higgins 3x4 cards, and now he writes his daily news on that, and then I can easily just add it to my spread. And so this week, all I did was I hand wrote Stu's news, and then just wrote that between vacation and the snow, Stu only worked one day, so I only got one card. And then I just added some faux stitching around the edges there that I think you guys can see. There you go. And then for New Year's Eve, Stu and I went out to a restaurant called Amuse in Rehoboth. I think it was in Rehoboth. And it was a very upscale restaurant. And so we got dressed up for New Year's Eve, and we went out and we had early dinner reservations, and then we were home before all the craziness started. It's a matter of we're getting old. So the photo, I didn't print it out at quite 3x4. So I added a card behind it so it doesn't, so you can't see behind it. And then I added, this is from Lawn Fawn, from one of their Oh Dear Me sets, is that heart. So I just added a little heart on there, and then I just wrote directly on the picture there with a black Slick Writer pen kind of thing that said "Dressed Up for New Year's Eve." And then I took a picture of the boardwalk in Rehoboth, Delaware. So it's just the boardwalk. And then I just added a Martha Stewart label and then stamped Rehoboth, Delaware. And I keep a stamp set of just like $1 stamps, alphabet stamps that I got from like Joann's or something in my Project Life cart. And I'll probably show that to you during one of these videos. But I keep it in there so that I always have it, so that I always have it, and it keeps some continuity in my Project Life binder because the font never changes, because that is the alphabet stamp that I use most often. Here is how we spent our New Year's Eve. We played Trivial Pursuit. Just the two of us, like I said, it was great. But so I stamped NYE here for New Year's Eve, and like I said, that's the same stamp set. So that font never changes. It always stays the same. And then these gems here are also from the Lawn Fawn kit. And then this good stuff is from a Snap set. And then another Martha Stewart label where I just said that we played Trivial Pursuit on New Year's Eve. And Stu was up like 4 little pieces of pie to none. And I finally got one, and I said, "Hey, don't call it a comeback." And so we were pretending that like we were LL Cool J or something. But honestly, we didn't even make it to midnight. We went to sleep about 11:30, so We're old. This was a diner we went to on our way down to the beach, and I colored this turkey while I was sitting at the table and did the search word, and then there I took pictures of our food. I take pictures of everything. And then just, this whole card, I printed exactly like this out of the computer. That writing, so I put it in Photoshop. I found the Smyrna Diner logo online, and I copied their logo off their website and added it to the card. I added these 4 photos on the bottom, and I did my journaling all in Photoshop. None of that is paper. It's all one piece of photo paper. Well, none of it is, what do you call it? None of it is, it's just photo paper. There's no pattern paper here. There's no cards from Becky Higgins. It's a 4x6 photo, and I was taking a class using my my tablet that you can write on to enter like drawings and stuff into the computer. And so part of what I learned to do there was these outlines here. If you can see how, oops, if you can see, come on, focus. No, it's not going to focus because I have neuropathy in my hands and I can't keep my hands straight. Still, I mean. So it has this this shadow, and I learned how to do that in that class, which I thought was cool. I'm going to come back to the insert. But here, Stu would not let me take pictures of my food in the restaurant. I was very upset with him. He said that it was too fancy a place to take photos in the restaurant. I'm not listening to him anymore because I just want all my photos. And I don't know if you can see this photo. Again, I don't think it's going to focus if I bring it. I can't keep it still enough. But they had this huge fork and spoon on the ceiling of the restaurant, so I was able to take pictures of that. And then I took one of their business cards and just cut it down along with the name of the chef and put that on the photo. And then I just, it was a very foodie kind of restaurant. I did the tasting menu where, the chef picked all your dishes and picked your wine that went along with the dish. And I tried things that I'd never eaten before. And it was a very foodie restaurant, and it was a very cool experience. And but Stu wouldn't let me take pictures, and I'm still mad at him about that. And then Stu loves lighthouses, and this is a light ship. And we have one of these in Baltimore's harbor, and when we were driving around down there, we saw this one. So Stu went to check it out, and he took pictures of the ship, and he took pictures of this saying that says, regulations say we have to go out. They say nothing about coming back, and that is the life of a seaman, unfortunately. But so I used another little label here and just talked about how Stu went down to check out that light ship. And it looks exactly like the one we have in Baltimore Harbor. And then for these 4 in the center here, I took this from the internet, this thing that says the Philadelphia Eagles won the NFC East Championship. Stu is a big Eagles fan, so I wanted to capture that. But then I said, the celebration didn't last long. They were eliminated the following Saturday. Oops. And then we were at this one, I took a picture of this telephone booth because this telephone booth actually sits in the middle of a wildlife preserve. And we just thought it was the weirdest thing that there was a telephone booth there. And you can't find a telephone booth many places. But in the middle of the wildlife preserve, there was one there. So I wanted to document that. I took this photo of Stu with the lighthouse, so it looks like he's holding the lighthouse up. And that I didn't think needed any journaling, so I just left it. Here on Saturday I made homemade bread and beef stew, so I took a picture of the beef stew and then just used this little card. I used this little flare that says yum, another Becky Higgins day sticker, and then the date for that. And then the 2 on the bottom, we had breakfast at this place, and when we passed it, I said, Stu, I'm not eating there. That place looks ridiculous. I'm not eating there. But it actually turned out to be really good. So, who knows? I don't know. Stu and his dad love to eat at like dive restaurants, and I don't know. But I was like, I will never eat there. And it actually turned out to be really good food. So, and then I just documented that it had good food and that Dad would love it. And then this terrible picture of me is after I took a shower one night and I'm a mess. I don't have any makeup on, my hair is not done or anything, but I took a shower and I had taken my nephew Gabriel out to to buy him some new Christmas presents because everything I bought him he already had. So I took him out to get him some new Christmas presents, and while we were out, we were talking about the fact that it might snow. And he said, well, I've got to go home and do the snow dance. And I said, what is the snow dance? And he said, oh, you got to put your pajamas on backwards and dance. So I put my pajamas on put your pajamas on inside out and dance. So I put my pajamas on inside out. That's why they look weird like this. And I took a video of me dancing and I sent it to him. So I said that I was with him in his quest to get out of school for snow. So that was that. And then if we go to the insert, so we went to this place called Go Brit for fish and chips, and they used this wax paper that had like this newspaper print on it. So I asked, well actually Stu asked if I could have an extra piece of it because our fish came on it, so I didn't want to use that piece. So he got me a clean piece of that paper, so I brought that home and used that in here. This is actually the cup that I used, so I brought the cup home and I cleaned it out really well, and then I just cut the logo off of the cup and pasted that in there, and then that is an actual picture of our fish and chips with the tartar sauce. Very good. And then here's another card that I got from Amuse, and I haven't done the journaling on this yet because all the journaling about what we ate and stuff is in my actual hard journal, so I need to go get that, but that's what this is. So I put the little tag from the restaurant there, and then I'll do my journaling below it. And then here's information from the handout or the pamphlet for the restaurant talking about how they get all of their things fresh locally and things like that. So so I wanted to document all that. And then this one here from Grotto Pizza. Apparently on the Delaware shore, Grotto Pizza is the thing. It is everywhere. It's like a Starbucks in Seattle. It is on every corner, everywhere. And it said, you know, best pizza around, whatever. So we had to go try it. And we did. There it is. There's a picture of it. And then I just documented that it was okay, but it wasn't that great. So anyway, and then we had snacks. So Stu had to go and get Thrasher's potatoes. And so I documented that, and then we also had to go to the yogurt place where you make your, at Sweet Frog, where you can make your toppings for your, you get your yogurt and your toppings yourself. So those were snacks, and I just put that on a Becky Higgins card, and I used the card that they gave us from Sweet Frog as like a, one of those promotions. There we go, Sweet Frog. One of those promotions where if you get a certain number, you get a free one. Well, we're not going to be down there enough to even worry about that. So I just cut the card up and put that in there. And then on this side, I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit. Let me zoom out. Here we go. I cut the map for Dewey Beach and put them, this is a card from the Becky Higgins collection that says we were here. And then I took this little arrow down here underneath where it says Dewey Beach. If you can see that arrow, that is where we stayed. So that's where our condo was, and then it was right on the beach. So I cut that, I cut the map out so it fit in these two pockets, and then left them there. We went to Cape Henlopen State Park and Fort Miles, which is an army camp there. So we went and looked at all this kind of stuff. This is really funny. This was inside one of the cannons, these two pieces of wood. And it says, please, let me just make sure. It says, please keeps kids out. So apparently they were having some trouble with kids climbing in the cannon. So they put that wood there. There's the actual cannon that it was in. So, and then we saw the lighthouses. Stu collects lighthouses. He likes to go visit lighthouses. These were out in the ocean, so you couldn't get to them without a boat tour, I would imagine. So we just took pictures of them. And then this lighthouse used to stand there, but it has since fallen into the sea. So I just documented that. And then on our way home, we stopped at a wildlife preserve, and we saw a bunch of birds. That's a cardinal and a heron and an oriole bird. And these are some, we thought it was funny that the turkey vultures, let me zoom in a little bit. The turkey vultures here, there's a deer right there. And the turkey vultures are just like waiting around for him to die or something. We thought that was really funny that he was all freaked out and these two birds were just there very calm. And then the heron on the roof. And then a heron at the state park. So that was week 1 of the year. And I know we're like in week... Oh dear, I think we're going on week 13 or something. But I am a little bit further than that. But I will be sharing in the coming weeks some more layouts. So this was just the cover sheet and week 1. And then as I get caught up and get the final finishing touches put on the rest of the weeks, I'll be sharing those with you. So I hope this gave you some ideas on how to document your daily life in any sort of pocketed page protector that you like. And let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.